your president has put yourselves in a position where you are truly, you may have thought you were on your own because you don't know the nuances of wider context of things, but all that has happened is that if something happens to you guys again, if there's another 9/11 and you want to go and fight whoever it is, nobody, absolutely no one is going to come back at you because they see the way you move. This is a coffee morning session. I'm D and you're watching 1833. Good morning, guys. So today is the 1st of March, and I'm not sure where you are, but over in the UK, today is officially the first day of spring. And I look to my right, look out the window, and I see grey skies. I was out this morning, early this morning, and it was actually very foggy, so not a great start to spring. Although yesterday was a nicer day, just a bit cold. So, oh my gosh, where to start? So, when I do a coffee morning session, right? Oh, before I get into that, today I'm drinking the Santa Teresa Arabica coffee, blah, 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 blah. I sent a link to this review, reviewed it about a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago. And basically what I'm doing is having coffee flavored rum in a coffee. So yeah, wanted to give that a try. I can't taste this coffee, but I can taste the alcohol, so yeah. Now, the reason I have my phone is because I don't usually have my phone out, but this is a madness. So, tell you a story. So, as I when I'm planning these coffee morning sessions, what I do is throughout the week I make a note of what I'm thinking, what I'm seeing in the news, anything I've seen that's a bit funny, whatever, and I just make a note of it in my notes app. And then in the morning, I sort of run through it, which one to go through. So there were a couple of things I heard that were quite funny or want to talk about. Like there was actually no. The ones that I was really narrowing down on were F1 starting in a couple of weeks' time. Hooray, I love F1. How is Lewis going to do in Ferrari? They've just had 3 days of testing, and Australia's in about 2 weeks' time. Cool. Another thing I was thinking about was Arsenal and our season that's fallen apart. And, would a better manager have done better to the team? Why didn't Arteta buy a striker when, we've been crying out for a striker for at least 2 seasons? There was something else, hang on, bear with me. That's why I have my notes out, my phone out. Something so frustrated me the other day. Baristas, so I work in central London, I work near St Paul's Cathedral, sort of right near Bank, heart of London, city of London. And you go to any coffee shops around there, the baristas are like, bah, 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 bah. You order coffees out here like this. And whenever I come, I live like more in suburbia. And when you come out here and go to like a coffee shop, they are so slow. So I was gonna go through that and blah. But then, excuse my French. But then last night happened and Zelenskyy and Trump had this meeting and it went, and I was like, boy, it was a madness. And if you've ever seen it, I will put a link down to the whole, I think it's like 45-minute press conference. But it's a last maybe 5-10 minutes where it all really kicks off. But I felt it's important to watch the whole thing because it kind of builds slowly and it just erupts. So thoughts on that. So my thoughts on that situation is, firstly, I think Zelenskyy was frustrated from the off, and so it's clear to me that something's happened in the background before the meeting is started. And I've heard around rumor or story that what happened is the deal that he came to sign. So this minerals deal he came to sign, it was supposed to have some security guarantees in it. And basically he's come to sign his paperwork and do all this pomp and ceremony, what have you. But the paperwork didn't have the details about the security deal. So he's like, what am I here for? You guys got me here for no reason. I told you I'm only coming to sign it. If it has this, You got me here, ain't got this. We wasting my time for. I got a war to fight. Why you bothering me for? So you could see you're a bit frustrated. And then as the meeting's going through, you said Trump blaming everybody for this, that, and the other, blaming Ukraine for the war, but not blaming anything on Putin. It's like seems to make everybody else's fault apart from Putin's fault. And then Zelenskyy was like pushing back a little bit, and he was like, "Look, you keep talking about not having this. You keep talking about this deal. You keep talking about where deals will get made and it'll be fine." But Zelenskyy was like, "Look, without the security guarantees, Russia will just keep doing it. Putin would do it again. It will go further, and it was never end." And he's like, "Look, when they invaded Ukraine in 2014, nobody did nothing. There was a lot of talking, but no one ultimately did nothing. I think he said that in 2020 or something, they signed some deals with Europe, with EU. EU said, look, we'll buy Russia's gas. That will calm things. If we've got this money interest involved, he ain't going to start another thing. Cool." He invaded in 2022. So this is like, look, your paperwork means nothing. Like, we need to have some security guarantees. Then you also said, look, you keep talking about I'm this, I'm that, I'm the other. But look, when they first invaded, it was under Obama. Obama didn't do nothing. They had our land, we didn't get our land back. You came into power, you didn't get our land back. Biden to come into power, we didn't get our land back, and we started to lose more land. And you're here again. So I'm not here to hear about no paperwork, because look, paperwork don't mean nothing. And as far as I can see, you ain't backing your chat. So I need to see you say, yeah, commit to some troops, commit to some whatever to secure this. And Trump don't like that, because what Trump ultimately likes, and it doesn't matter how it plays out in the long term, or what really happened. The substance matters less. What Trump really cares about is perception, how things look on the surface. And Trump likes to be in a position where people are kissing his butt. So he likes people groveling to him. "Oh my gosh, Mr. President, you're so great, amazing. Oh, let me do this for you. You're so amazing. I can't believe no one's as smart as you, no one's as strong as you, no one can do the things you're doing. We're gonna do something. You never had this before. You're so amazing. You deserve more." That sort of, that brown nosing of it all. So I truly believe that Trump and Vance yesterday wanted that from Zelenskyy. And so they engineered this disagreement, they engineered the hostility. And what they expected was him to be like, "Oh my gosh, you're absolutely right. No, I'm so sorry. We thank you. Where would we be without you? The people of Ukraine need you. We really appreciate you. We would be nothing." All that sort of talk. And he was like, "Bruh, nah." It was like, "What are you talking about? I've said thank you already, so what are you talking about?" He said, "Your words don't mean nothing because words don't mean nothing. Paperwork means nothing because Russia's going to break it. So what you're really saying," he said, "if you don't do something about it, yes, you're right. We're struggling now, but it will come and bite you in the arse sooner than you think. So don't think that you're not involved in this. You may not be involved today at the moment because it's a Russia-Ukraine issue. But if we lose, then it will affect you." They didn't like that either. And so it erupted. And so we're left sort of thinking here, what? And part of me is like, he should have done that because he kind of needs America's help. Because Europe is not in a place to take over America's position, take America's position. And I'm going to asterisk that, I'll come back to that in a minute. So he kind of should have done it. Should have sort of held his nerve a bit more. But at the same time, I'm like, no, you can't do that because that was foolishness, and you got to stand up to yourself when you're being bullied. Stand up for yourself when you're being bullied. We tell children that all the time. If someone's bullying you, stand up for yourself. Don't take it lying down. You're all the way to beat a bully is to fight a bully back. All that sort of conversation. So you can't then say, oh well, if Trump and Vance are bullying, just take it. So that's not good. But ultimately, so so I was saying Europe can't take America's place today. It's something that will take a bit of time. And I think a lot of European countries have put themselves in a false sense of security, thinking America is going to always be the savior. Because America put themselves as a savior after World War II. They saw a gap to be the superpower, which was the UK at the time. And they took that position and has held that position since World War II. And Britain and European countries have rested on the fact that because America has this whole industrial war complex machine, that it'll just continue. What America has forgotten is that because they put themselves in that position and they said, oh, we'll be the police for the world funds heavily the military industrial complex. So we buy American tanks, we buy American guns, use American. There are some European companies do it as well. We have, we have Germans have tanks and so on, and Brits use different kinds. We don't use the M6, we use the SA-80, SA-60, whatever it is. But we're still very much integrated to buy some of their jets and so on and so forth. So in this scenario now, when Europe and US split, that is going to cause a lot of problems for the US. It's not going to hit them now. It's not going to hit them today. No, they're going to hit it today. But when the Europeans, because they will now, stop relying on the US, they're also going to stop relying on their equipment. They're going to build up their own defense systems, even more so they are today. And so that's going to hit America in the pocket. And so Trump hasn't thought that through. Trump hasn't thought about the long-term implications. So he probably doesn't have to, because by the time it really starts to hit, he won't be a president anymore. This is going to take, for this really take impact, you're talking 10, 15, 20 years down the line. Because as it stands, we've still got American jets, still got American equipment. So there's still going to be an element of, well, we need to have links of America to service those things and so on and so forth. But it all comes back round to when you start to buy new ones, replace things. Those contracts will not be renewed with America. They will do, what you'll find is all these are all like Airbus in Europe, and all these other companies who make Rolls-Royce who make engines. I don't really know about this. I don't really know much about that side of the business, but the companies are involved in arms in Europe will become bigger, and America would only be able to sell things to themselves, or maybe not to themselves, but they definitely have a limited client base in that instance. What this means going forward, what the European countries, what the European leaders do, I don't know. In the long term, they will pivot. In the short term, it's very hard to do anything, because there will be consequences to anything they do. If they stand up too forthrightly for Ukraine, then you've got all these tariffs and what have you that will come. Europe as a whole, the EU is a big economy. Could they withstand that? Could Europe via America be a really serious trade war? I don't know. I don't know enough to understand who wins or who loses that battle. I don't know. Is it a fight that European leaders want to get involved in? And again, it's difficult because Europe is not just one country; it's a collection of countries. So, it's very much a democracy. 26, 27 countries got to really talk about how what they do next impacts them individually, but it also impacts them as a collective. And so it's something it's really a really difficult position you find them in. But at a crossroads, the question is, does this bind them together? Do they become stronger? Do they intertwine themselves even more? Do they create an EU army? Do they bolster their own defences? Do they bolster their own military industrial complex and have a complex that rivals America? Do you have it like, for example, you have, I don't know, German companies specializing in tanks, and all EU companies, we buy German tanks? Do you have it where the UK specializes in, I don't know, machine guns, heavy artillery, light armaments, and then French specialize in jets and what have you? Do you sort of get special areas of production, design what have you, but also spread the work amongst European countries so everyone is involved, so we're all intertwined and work together? And so we have a European, like I said, industrial complex that is able to build, mobilize all aspects of defense and attack together without having to rely on any equipment from America? Or does it cause more risk because people, individual countries want to put their priorities over that of the unit, and they feel that as a whole it's going too far and it's going to damage them, it's going to damage my country? So it's a bit of a crossroads. I don't know what happens next. I've seen that lots of European leaders have condemned what happened yesterday. Said that it was a madness, and it was a madness. Yeah, I just want to leave it on this. Americans may think that they do these things alone. They may think, oh my gosh, everyone needs us. You forget that in Iraq, in Iran, in Kuwait, even in Russia, when you had, not Russia, Afghanistan in the 80s, you never fought these wars alone. You never gone into these, but you may have been the leading factor in these battles, but you never fought these battles alone. You are forgetting that your European allies were there fighting next to you. You forget Australians are fighting next to you. You forget the Canadians are fighting next to you as well. And all you're doing now is saying, next time we have a 9/11 and we want to go invade somewhere, we will have nobody on our side to fight with us. We will be on our own. Your president has put yourselves in a position where you are truly, you may have thought you were on your own because you don't know the nuances of wider context of things, but all that has happened is that if something happens to you guys again, if there's another 9/11 and you want to go and fight whoever it is, nobody, absolutely no one is going to come back at you because they see the way you move.